another Bitcoin update as if nothing is changing. We're still talking in the same level since the last couple of weeks or even 2 months. So if you're a long-term holder, refer to last week's long-term video because the levels are still the same, the support we were talking about. I'm going to go through the high time frame now a little bit and then go through the low time frame. It's so important to know how to identify the difference of the levels. So support and resistance on the low time frame are usually different than the high time frame, but they play on each other. And I'll try to explain this more. First, I will look at the high time frame and then go through the low time frames. So on the high time frame, the weekly, what happened here? What happened? It was in a massive downtrend. Bitcoin put a low around weekly close around 36, and then a lower high, and then put another higher low. And even if we see this level, the price is holding on the daily close, on a weekly close is holding this 37,700 level, which is good. Might show us that this is a accumulation. It's not confirmed, but might show it us. Also, if I look at the RSI, if you see this point here, the RSI and this point here, so the price is making higher low while the RSI is making a lower low. This is called bullish diversion. So we have one bullish diversion and we're working on another one. So if this weekly closed above this level, above the resistance of around 43, 44 level, this will confirm as another bullish diversion between this point and this point. So we'll have 1 and then 2. It will look like this. So we'll have 1 bullish diversion and then 2 between this point and this point, this point and this point. At the same time, something that, and this is still speculation, there's no confirmation, but also if you noticed here, the RSI made a higher high, but the price is still in a lower low. So if this weekly candle managed to close higher, that's good. But if this weekly candle didn't close higher, just closed lower, and then we had another weekly candle lower, that will confirm the bearish diversion. So if we get weekly closes under this level, what I'm trying to say, it's so important for Bitcoin. I think this week and next week, it's so important to finally break this resistance. What resistance? We'll go through it. But it's so important now to break this resistance, else this might look as a distribution. So on the high time frame, what do we have? As we said, we have higher low in the weekly. If I go in the daily, and if you remember the levels we were talking about, when we took the volume from the all-time high break in December 2020, this is the entire volume, and this is the point of control. That's the most traded volume on the since the breakout. So that was a strong support around the 35 area, 34 to 36 area, strong support, which is still acting as a strong support. If you see, we bounced strongly, and then again we bounced, and still holding as a strong support. Also on this level, we had, I think, the monthly 21. So yeah, we had the monthly 21 EMA. In the history of Bitcoin, this is an important level to hold. So if you see 2019, the level was holding. When it broke the level, it went down to the 55. Same thing here. So personally, as long as this level is holding, it's good. But still, in general, if this level didn't hold, we're looking at lower. So in last week's video, we go through these levels, what levels we're looking at. So again, we have this support here. If on the high time frame, if this level is broken, then we're talking lower around the 28, 30K, and then eventually lower to 23 and 40. This is how I'm looking at it from high time frame. So nothing changed from last week. If this level broken to the downside, that means daily or 2 daily close under this level. I'm looking at this level and then this level. It doesn't mean that the price will go like that. There will be many bounces on the way. So first you have this support. If this support broke, then you have this support. If this support broke, then so there is many supports on the lower time frame, but we're talking high time frame. If this level break, I'm looking lower and then lower. We explained it more in detail in last week's video. So what we're looking at on the low time frame now. If I go on the 4 hours, what do we have? So we had this 37 level we talked about, which is still holding. And then the price managed to get a strong push up and putting higher lows. Low, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And then this is a higher low now. So far, the trend is an uptrend on the 4 hours. We have a nice uptrend so far. We have higher lows all the way. And yesterday, the price bounced from the 4,500 area. We have, I think, the daily, we have the daily 21 exponential moving average. We have the 4 hours 55 and the hourly 200. These are all major moving average if you're a moving average trader. I trade moving average together also with Fibonacci and other indicators. But this was a support because we wanted to see this low hold. We don't want to see a lower low. We want to see a higher low. So far it's holding. What are the resistance? If I go to my local chart, we have a resistance at the 42,500, the last high. It's so important the price to break this higher. So now we see what we were talking about. So on the low time frame, the support was around the 41K area, 4,500, which hold. And then the resistance around the 42,500. If the price managed to close at least 1 or 2, 4 hours above this level, then we're looking at the higher resistance. But this higher resistance is the low time frame resistance, but at the same time, this will play on the high time frame. So that's how you move from a low time frame to a high time frame. On the low time frame, the first resistance is 42,600. So if this level is reclaimed, then we're looking at the high time frame resistance, which is around this area. So first we have this triangle. I'm not a pattern trader, triangle, but also this is something to notice that we have higher lows and higher highs. You can draw it this way, or you can draw it on the closers, on the closing. So this will be something like that, without this big wicks. That also will give a nice triangle, because this is what I refer to as scammed wicks, or this is a liquidity grab wick, where the level go down, grab all the liquidity, and then close above it. So if you want, you can look at the triangle in this way or on the wicks. So it depends. Each one has the different style, and that's why I'm not a big pattern trader, because each person can draw it differently. But definitely this is a support and these are resistance. So what do we have here? So far, as we said, on the low time frame, let's talk support, resistance. If this level is reclaimed around the 42,600 on the 4-hour closures, then we look at the high time frame resistance, which comes starting at this level, the 44,845 area. We have the 200 EMA, exponential moving average, on the daily. This is a strong level for moving average traders. So, together with this trend line of the triangle, together with the price action and the resistance, which I put high weight on. So these levels were support. And also I made a video like 2 months ago, or last month, when I took the short from here. The price came to this resistance and to this channel and get rejected, and this is a high time frame resistance. If you see on the daily, the price tried to reclaim again this red box and get rejected. So if the low time frame resistance is reclaimed around the 42,600, we're looking at up resistance around 44,800 up to the 45,800. So in this case, since this is a high time frame resistance, we want to see a high time frame closures. What that means, we don't want to only see a 4-hour closure here. We want to see a daily closure here. Why? Because simply the price can close 1 4-hour and then reject again and go down. So this is why a high time frame, you look at the high time frame closure. Low time frame, you look at the low time frame closures. So this is the clear resistance we have around, let's say, 45-ish area. Reclaiming this level will look good, because first it will reclaim this and come back in this old range. This is why it is important. Second, it will reclaim the 200-day exponential moving average, which is also another good thing. And most important, that will make our weekly close on a higher high and confirm that bullish diversion, and we will not see the bearish diversion. So this is why this level is really important to close above it. Also on the weekly, we have the 21 exponential weekly moving average around the 43,500. So this area is very important to close. We're still Monday, so we have 5 days, and we'll see what will happen from now till the weekend. I'll make another video later this week to update you what will happen on the high time frame, on the weekly chart. So this is how low time frame play with the high time frame. So on the weekly, we said we want really this week candle to close above 44 area, 45, because that will give us a confirmation on the second bullish diversion, and also it will remove the bearish diversion. I mean, this bearish diversion is not there yet. You want to see a closure under this and then another closure. So this bearish diversion, if it will play in 2-3 weeks. So there's nothing to worry about. But still, we want to see a weekly close above this to have a higher high. So if the weekly closed above this level, it will give us a higher high on the weekly. So that's how this time frame plays. If you go to the 4 hour, what we're looking at, we have a higher low, which is good. We're looking at the reclaim of this level on the 4 hour. And once this level is reclaimed, 42,600, we're looking at the 45 area, which is the major daily resistance. Reclaiming this level and take care of this. So reclaim this, and then here, if reclaim that means close couple, for me, 2, 3, 4 hours above this. And then we have the chance to go higher to the major resistance or the high time frame resistance, which is around 50, 52. Then we'll look at that, because if Bitcoin made it to this range, then we are back in this December, January range, and we can play this range again. So that's how important it is. We want to see a higher high on the daily, which eventually will be a higher high on the weekly if the weekly closed above 44. So these are the major levels. On the downside, on the low time frame, for the 4 hours, it's so simple. We have higher high, higher low, higher high. So we have a nice uptrend. We want this uptrend to keep on uptrending. So we want to see a higher high, and then maybe potential higher low and then higher. We want to see this level keeps to the upside. If this resistance support around, for me, around 39,800, if this level is broken on a 4 hour closure, then I'll be looking lower, because then we'll have a downtrend and we'll be looking lower, maybe around the same levels. Then we will look at the high time frame support, which, as we said, we still have this support here. So we have the 36 and then the 35 level support, and here where the high time frame support play. If this high time frame support break, then we go back to the high time frame and we look at the high time frame levels. So I hope it's not too complicated. In a nutshell, on the 4 hours, support is around 40k, 39,800. We want this to hold. If this level broken, we're looking at lower 37-ish area. If this level is broken, then we'll look at the 35. But then this will not look as bullish, because this will look as more a distribution, not accumulation. On the opposite side, we want to see the 42,600 level reclaimed, couple of 4 hours closure, and then that will look good. And then we'll look at the other resistance level to be reclaimed. If this level is rejected and then price went lower than this level for us, then we're back in the same. So it's level by level, time frame by time frame, 4 hours, then daily, then weekly. So I'll update you as well later this week what will happen to the price. Thank you so much.